Surely you all perfectly remember the statement of President Zelensky during his recent visit to the United States. Back then, he promised that the armed forces of Ukraine would liberate the city of Bakhmut very soon. However, judging by how events are developing along the entire front line, Zelensky will not be able to keep his promise. Earlier this week, war correspondents and military telegram channels reported that Russian troops had managed to make a successful breakthrough in the strategically important settlement of Orekhovo-Vasilevka, located northwest of the city of Bakhmut. The attack of the Russian troops was so swift and sudden that this settlement came under the control of the Russian army within 18 hours. For a whole week, the Ukrainian armed forces have been desperately trying to regain control of this strategically important settlement. However, all attempts by the Ukrainian army to attack Russian positions in Orekhovo-Vasilevka were successfully repelled. Moreover, today, war correspondent Boris Razin said that Russian troops not only cleared the liberated village, but also created powerful strongholds there. At the same time, it is worth noting the statements of the major of the Russian army, Georgy Mini-Sashvili. In particular, he stated that the units of the southern grouping of troops of the Russian army successfully repelled 8 attacks of the armed forces of Ukraine in the Bakhmut, Avdiivka, and Lysychansk directions. At the same time, it was noted that each new attack of the Ukrainian army lost not only its intensity and pressure, but also the number of manpower. All this indicates that the armed forces of Ukraine are no longer able to support offensive actions along the entire front line. According to Russian military officers, the Ukrainian armed forces tried to regain the lost settlement of Orekhovo-Vasilevka with the help of offensive actions in small groups, which indicates that the Ukrainian army began to experience serious problems in manpower, which was already lacking even in the reserves. The loss of such a strategically important settlement is a serious blow to the Ukrainian High Military Command. The fact is that the village of Orekhovo-Vasilevka is located on a hill, and the armed forces of Ukraine will not be able to surround the city of Bakhmut without firing points in this village. Thus, President Zelensky's promise to return Bakhmut becomes an impossible task. In addition, the large losses of the armed forces of Ukraine in manpower are also of great concern. Because of these problems, the offensive pace of the Ukrainian army is significantly reduced, and Kyiv is forced to transfer combat units from other contact lines, which causes prerequisites for the collapsing of the entire front. Against the background of all these unpleasant events, the NATO High Military Command decided to make an unannounced visit to Kyiv. The fact that NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg, British Defence Minister Grant Shapps, the head of the French Military Department Sébastien Lecornu, and the Chief of the British Defence Staff, Admiral Tony Radakin, urgently arrived in Kyiv, indicates the seriousness of what is happening at the front. Military experts suggest that against the background of the failed counteroffensive of the armed forces of Ukraine, NATO has developed a new tactic for the Ukrainian army. And this tactic will be based on defensive actions. At the moment, NATO is trying to prevent the complete loss of the Ukrainian army's combat capability. And the gradual transition of the Ukrainian armed forces into a blind defense is the only way out in such a situation.